What if we treated our conversations a little bit more like a football game? I'm Andrew, I'm the Flannel Philosopher. I am out here today in front of this beautiful lake in the White Mountains of New Hampshire, but I'm thinking, what if we treated our conversations a little bit more like a football game? Now, before you start thinking like, oh, is he talking about like pummeling each other or tackling each other or large amounts of sweat? No. I talk about getting a referee with a striped shirt to blow a whistle at you anytime you make a mistake. Not necessarily, though that could be interesting. So then what are we talking about? Well, I think something that's really interesting when it comes to sports, and I observe this particularly in football, is that before a game even starts, there's all this planning, there's this downloading of information, you're studying the other team, there's commentators that kind of talk about how this matchup's gonna look, and they're planning it, how this team's gonna react, what this team's gonna do, and then you have the game itself. And then after the game, there's this debrief. We watch reruns, we watch highlight reels, we watch footage, we see coaches and experts kind of use all the X's and O's and arrows and kind of break down the game and say, well, how do we do better next time? But when it comes to our conversations, which affect our life way more than any football game ever will, unless we are playing in that game, we are pretty sloppy with that sometimes. We just kind of waltz into big conversations and just hope they go okay. Are we prepared for it? Maybe not. Are we emotionally ready? No. Are we mentally ready? No. Are we prepared to listen? No. But we're just gonna head right into it. And then after we have the conversation, and sometimes it goes well, sometimes not so well, and then afterwards we just run right out and we're on to the next thing. And there's no time for debriefing. There's no time for thinking about how did that go? How could have I done better? Did I really communicate what I wanted to communicate? Did I really listen to what needed to be said and to be heard and even to be felt? Nope, we're pretty sloppy. We jump right in, we pop right out. It's kind of like the fast food mentality of conversations. And so I would encourage you, the really important conversations, slow them down. Build in time before you have the conversation to kind of think about what you're hoping to achieve. What are the objectives? What do you think they're going to be ready to hear that? If not, how would you prepare them or have the conversation set up better so that they will? And then afterwards, think about it. Like, how did it go? Did it go the way you expected? Why or why not? How could you take responsibility for your communication and do better next time? What's something that you used that was really not very helpful that you should cut out of the repertoire next time? What's something you could say that really with this person built an amazing connection that you want to make sure you remember in the future? I think we'd do a lot better if we did the pre-planning and the debriefing afterwards that they do in football with our conversations. Like I said, maybe not every single one, but the important conversations are worth thinking about. How did they go? How do we want them to go? And how can we do better next time? Let's treat our conversations a little bit more like a football game.